what's the irony here that yourself, Edward Said, Mahmoud Mamdani, Rashid Khalidi, so many other great scholars who are pro-Palestinian, anti-colonial, anti-imperial, have been allowed to fester, so to speak, in the heart of the Upper West Side in New York.
It's not the irony. We are in Rome. This is the Rome of this empire. And we have all come from the peripheries of this empire to the heart of this empire. And it is not that they are tolerating us. The liberalism, they want to flaunt the liberalism. But the fact is that Edward Said's office was bombed on our campus. The fact is that people like me and Joseph Mas'ad and Rashid Khalidi and Mahmoud Mamdani, we are systematically demonized. Right now, the Congress is investigating us for everything that we have said. So it is not that it's an easy right and we are celebrated. We are not. We are systematically, consistently censored, demonized, marginalized, mocked, turned into three-headed monsters that devour their own children. So it is not easy. But it is also, the fact is that it is possible. Okay, right now, I always say, if I were in Tehran or in Cairo, I will be in jail, right? But they put you in a different kind of jail here. They demonize you. They turn you into a monster. So the range, I mean, nobody could be more eloquent than Edward Said in making a case. He was demonized. He was called a professor of terror. His office was bombed, et cetera, et cetera. So it is not an easy being, and I don't think it is paradoxical, is the nature of empires that always in the bosom of the empire, there are all sorts of possibilities to accommodate these strange figures who come, as Edward used to say, if you're Edward, what is Said? If you're Said, what's Edward? And it is not just us, Latin Americans are here, African scholars are here, Asians, etc., etc. It is a level of an easy tolerance, but it is an easy tolerance that also they make sure that you're limited, that you're always looking over your shoulder, that you're always worried about your next, because we don't have any source of income. We live paycheck by paycheck. We live on Columbia housing, which is subsidized housing. We don't have any source of other income, which is exactly how it should be. Scholars should not be living a very comfortable life. We should be exactly where we are. But precisely because of that, because we don't have any connection, because we don't have any source of support of anywhere, they're scared of what we say, because what we say is not targeted against any particular atrocity, but it is targeted against atrocities that are representative of a global condition. 850 million human beings go to bed hungry around the world. This is the reality. 320 million human beings roam around the globe in search of a decent living. Ice caps are melting. Labor and refugee migrations into in borders of U.S. and Mexico or in the Mediterranean Sea. These are the global conditions against which critical judgment is emerging. Today, Palestine is the epicenter of this because of the enormity, the vulgarity of the way that it is not just Israel. Israel is doing it on behalf of the West. It is the British that are doing it. It is the Germans who are doing it. It's the French who are doing it. It's the Americans who are doing it. Not just Israel. Israel is doing it on their behalf. So, is it paradoxical? No. This is the way that all empires, especially at the moment of their fragility, work. We are at the epicenter of Rome. This is where Rome is, and they allow us. I mean, they allow us. There is a sort of a liberal condition that we are supposed to be welcomed here. And in a way, I'm sitting in my office. I have a salary, right? I provide for my family. I'm relatively safe unless I do something. The police will not come and break into my office. These are true, and most probably this will not be given to me if I were to say these things as I say in Tehran. But the power of what we say is because it is global and universal. We don't. If I write an article critical of Israel, I've written books critical of Iran. There is no goddamn country on planet Earth of which I'm not critical. You just name it, I have 3 articles against that country. This is the power of persuasion. This is the power of our presence here. That again, we owe it to people like Iqbal Ahmad. We owe it to people like Edward Said, who enabled and gave us a language. Iqbal Ahmad was a professor at Skidmore College when the Algerian Revolution happened. He just drops everything and goes to Algeria to see what he can do for the Algerians. What has to do with anything? And then he became committed to the Palestinian cause. 2 years ago, I was saying the same things about the uprising in Iran. 10 years ago, I was saying the same things about Egypt. So there is no way of cornering us that we're just, focusing on Israel. It's just ludicrous. Or United States. There is a critical judgment that has been unleashed by virtue of a sustained course of critical thinking that begins in the middle of the 19th century and comes forward. And we are just part of that critical, and after us will continue to be as effective, as eloquent, as persuasive, and as able to talk to generations who care about this issue.